Alright, so real quickly going to go over the way the Earth is divided. There's the globe, the Earth. There's the laser, and that's going to be the sun, because really it's the line of sight coming perpendicular to the globe that's important to us. Now, as you can see, the equator, that runs east-west, so to speak. That's latitude. The equator is the center line of the sphere. So there's no larger diameter on this globe than the equator. You have the north hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The equator splits the two. It's the widest part of the planet. Longitudinal lines, they can be anywhere in terms of where you start at from zero. It goes in 15-degree increments. So latitudinally, you go 0, 15, 30, 0, minus 15, minus 30. That's how they do it. That's their system. They made, although it's varied over time, right now, longitudinally, 0 is right here, and that's where the Royal Observatory in England is. Imagine that. That was determined in 1884. The French abstained from the vote because they wanted it to be over here in Paris. But so from 0, which is an arbitrary place, and it's moved, and it does not make a difference in reality, other than bragging rights, I guess. But, you know, when you think you're the lord of the entire planet, you put the prime meridian in your backyard. So anyway, that's 0, and then it's divided up into increments of 15 degrees. It's easier to see down here. So it really goes through Algeria. So that'd be 0, hopefully you can see 0, 15, 30, 45, so forth and so on. 15-degree increments. And they're just imaginary lines, coordinate systems for maps and whatnot. Okay, that's not hard to understand. Okay, so now I've turned on the crosshairs of the laser, and you can see we've got the vertical aligned with our axis. So this is the longitudinal, this would be the longitudinal axis. See this line, see this horizontal laser line? So this would be the plane of the ecliptic. So if the axis of the Earth wasn't tilted, the equator would coincide with that line. But since it's tilted, the equator is above that line. And this would represent wintertime in the northern hemisphere, because the bulk of the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. And the majority of the planet is on the southern side of the equator, is facing the sun. The opposite would be true. Now this would be 6 months later. This would be June 21st that we're coming right up on. There's the plane of the ecliptic. The equator is down here. There's the Earth's equator, down there. At this point in time, most of the northern hemisphere is facing the camera, facing the sun, and the equator is down here. So the southern hemisphere is getting less sunlight. You can see, if you take a point, I'm going to do Florida because it's just easier. So I'm going to start right here. Okay, so now it's dark in Florida. Well, So I'm going to come around like this. Look how much that point is dipping. See that? See how drastic that dip is as the Earth turns around? That's what causes the sun to rise up so fast in the summer months. So I'll try to do that again. So imagine I'm here down there in Key West, I'm coming around, look how much we're dipping, look how much we're dipping. The sun is going way high in the sky. Look at the amount of fall. I mean, just take note of where that tip of that knife is, and it comes down and drops. Now when it gets to right there, that's high noon. And as it circles on around, now the sun's going back down. It's coming back down in the west. Everybody follow me on that? Let's look at it from the other side of it. Let's look at it from the winter side of the equation. Now this time, and this surprised me a little bit. Get that lined up and get it perpendicular. I'm just using the monitor there. Okay, where are you at, Florida? Where'd you go? Alright. Now watch this. Now, 6 months later, we're rising. We're coming up. I'm in Florida. We're coming up. We're coming up. So that the sun's staying low in the sky. And now we're headed back down. Now we're going down. So here it is wintertime. The northern axis is tilted away from the sun. Here I am in Florida. Coming around, sun's coming up. Sun's coming up. We went north in relationship. We didn't go down. We went up. We went up. So the sun never goes anywhere on the horizon, really. It just stays low in the sky. Let's do it again. Now here we go. Now watch this. Summertime. We're coming down. We're coming down. We're coming down. Sun's going up. Sun's going up. Sun's going up. Midday. Sun's going back down. Sun's going back down. We're going up. We're going up. See?